please be be patient, because we have four very good speakers with us today, and we have one import from foreign also, right? We have a lot of content that we're going to share for you guys today, and we also got a lot of very interesting updates and also knowledge sharing. So we have this CoMetro, HEB, ICS, and also 9 unicorns. All right, so let's go for the first topic for the day. Right, so we would like to invite our first speaker. Okay, our first speaker, if I'm not mistaken, is already in. Okay, just now we was waiting for him whether he's going to come in or not. I really want to shoot out and call his name whether to check whether he's around or not. Chris, are you in already or not? Are you with us now?
Yes.
All right, that's very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's welcome Chris Wong, right, from CoMetro to update us, because CoMetro actually involved in many projects that we have right now, and some of the projects that we're going to share today also involve, he somehow is related. He also got contribute on the project as well. So I will open your slide, Chris, and I will pass the floor to you.
Thank you.
There you go. All right.
Thank you so much, Surin. Thank you, Max, for inviting. To many of you who knows me, I think probably you all know what CoMetro does with MCM as well. For those who are fairly new into MCM family, let me explain once again. CoMetro is actually the underwriting arm, underwriting company that works very closely with MCM. So for a lot of projects, we always use, MCM always invited CoMetro to be the underwriter. Some of the most notable project, the first one that we started 7-8 years ago was obviously Danaspa, and then went on to Jocom, and then went on to Bond Square, and then went on to Taman Negara and so forth. So we have multiple projects that is actually underwritten by CoMetro while assisting MCM, which is actually the owner and founding members of the GIS Global Investment Club. Sorry, next. Yeah, so who are we? Just in a nutshell, we are a financial institution approved by the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia. So with the objective of maximizing our members, which is our shareholders and investors' return. Next. So what do we focus on as a private equity company, underwriting company? We are very much a company that provides growth capital, right? We provide growth capitals to companies that is new. We call it seed capitals. But we seldom, back in those days, CoMetro seldom do new startup. Our initial strategy those days was actually we focus on companies with at least 4 to 5 years track record. But we make an exception for the last 2 years. Companies who have good stories and companies which have good bankable business model, we have started to invest in them. So traditionally, what does a private equity company do is 5 things: leverage buyout, venture capital, growth capital, distress investment, and mezzanine capital. So CoMetro together with MCM, we focus very much on venture capital right now, and also growth capital. Next. This is our board of directors. I'm sure you are very familiar with most of them, with the exception of Ken Man. Ken Man, I have never put his photo because I never got his photo. This is one of the photos that I found on him on the website. He is actually our lawyer and legal advisor. So most of the documents, the deposit and loan agreement that you see is actually prepared and vetted by them, and also approved by this legal advisor as well. And the rest of it, I think pretty much you know most of them. Next. What I'm showing you is actually our past audited report. As I mentioned earlier on, CoMetro is actually a financial institution approved by the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia. We do need to submit our yearly report, audited financial statement to Suruhanjaya Koperasi Malaysia. Next. Now, I want to share a little bit. On why we use a cooperative to be the underwriter. Malaysia is quite unique in a way whereby we are starting to have a robust financial structure over the last 3 to 5 years. Before this, the private equity industry in Malaysia and the venture capital industry in Malaysia are not growing as fast as our neighbor Singapore or maybe Hong Kong. So because of this opportunity, the only way for us to see that we can enter into the private equity business and to underwrite something is actually by using a cooperative, while being regulated by the authority as well. Well, there are many other ways as well. For example, you can apply for private equity license out from Labuan, right? Or you can apply for boutique private equity license out from Security Commission of Malaysia. Recently, the last 2 years, the approval has been very much relaxed, and they encourage more foreign entities to actually establish its presence. But because we started 7-8 years ago, and we are very comfortable with where we are right now, and because we are also being regulated and we submit our reports on time, therefore we continue with what we have. But I did discuss with Max previously that we are looking into establishing a PE license company out from Singapore, and right now the process is actually ongoing. Right? So we are applying for a PE license out from Singapore or from Labuan, which is actually in the process. Next. As you can see, the slide just now was actually the what we call audit from PKF. We have appointed PKF as our auditor. PKF is actually the top 16 audit firm in the world. Next. So previously we used SKM, but right now we use PKF because we have matured to a certain standards, and SKM approved us to use a third party. Next. Right. This is our trajectory. 2018, our investment deposit is actually 12 million. Then last year was 28 million, and today our total asset under management is about total 120 million, encompassing many other projects. I'm sure many of you knows what the projects that I mentioned earlier. Next. All right. For those who are new to us, we are a member of the Hong Kong Venture Capital and Private Equity Association for the last 4 years. Next. And last year, we became the member of Singapore Venture Capital and Private Equity Association. And last month, we formally applied to join the Malaysia Venture Capital and Private Equity Association. But we're yet to receive the cert, so I didn't show it over here. Next. So some of these updates, of course, you all have seen it before. And we are currently working with Linton University College to roll out professional doctorate in business administration. And I have confirmed with Masa University in organizing certificate in capital market. These two courses I promoted before MCO, but unfortunately after MCO, CMCO, now RMCO, and after this maybe another different MCO, you call it, we do not know. So the rollout of classroom face-to-face is going to be a bit slow and challenging. So I put it on shelf at this moment, but we continuously do webinar to engage our participants. But of course, if you want to pay a school fees, you would rather sit in a class. So, but these are going to go up very soon. We have about 8 students registered so far for the doctorate in business administration. For those who wanted more information, please do contact me. Next. All right. Now, interestingly, next, how does Koperasi work and the licenses work? So, just to educate all our GIC members over here. Traditionally, back 10 years ago, if you would agree with me, people who normally invest into what we call a pre-IPO company. When we say pre-IPO company, it could be a company which is 2 to 3 years from IPO. It doesn't mean that when we say pre-IPO, next year or the next 6 months they will go IPO. Pre-IPO usually means 2 to 3 years work in progress. But not usually when you want to invest in a pre-IPO company, one block is about 250,000 ringgit. How many units of share inside one block, we do not know yet because they are not been listed. So, but because of this high entry barrier, a lot of investors like you may shy away. You may have the money, but then you will be asking yourself, should I actually, put 250,000, so much of money inside one block, while I can't see the result maybe 2 to 3 years down the road? And to be very safe, you may as well put into fixed deposit because you can actually take out the money anytime, you see, which is a very fair statement. But actually through GIC and through the CoMetro, we break the investment into as low as 10,000 ringgit. I remember when I first started with Max, 8 years ago, Max, remember 2012, even 10,000 also people don't want to come in because people don't trust us. So it took us 8 years to build this kind of trust now. And we started with 5,000 ringgit. But now we can proudly say, people say, hey bro, 5,000 ringgit, don't see me so small. People come in at 25,000 ringgit. And even some people come in at 50,000 ringgit. So that is how we actually break it down into a lower entry model. And with some of the IPO that we are going, we are even giving 20% upside to the investors. Right? Now, what are hurdle rates? Hurdle rates are, Americans like to come up with jargons, hurdle rates, whatever, dry powder, all these things. Hurdle rate is just means that your minimum interest that you get in layman terms. So normally, most of the projects that we structure through the PE model is actually about 10%. We still have some projects which is 8%, but most of the project we structured 10% per annum return. Now, what is the difference between PE and VC? Just like I mentioned, we actually do both PE and VC, but we started as a PE company. PE is actually we invest into a company which has about 4 to 5 years kind of business growth, audit reports, and so forth. So this company, which is 4 to 5 years, we know that they are profitable, but not very profitable, but they are profitable. So for them to return to 10% per annum is okay. I give you an example, like our EPF, our Employment Provident Scheme, EPF, KWSP. KWSP only invest in PE structured funds. They do not invest into VCs, right? Why? It's because PE will give you a guaranteed return, a minimum hurdle, 10%, 8%, 12%, and so forth. But VC is something that you invest and you allow the company to grow the next 2-3 years, and then you do a trade sale. I have the opportunity to invite Dr. Ajupa, which is actually he is called the father of VC in India. There's many things that you can learn from this person. I've not met him in person, but I met his partner Rohit in Hong Kong and also in Singapore before. But I've spoken to him in Zoom and so forth a couple of times. Fantastic guy. A lot of things that you can learn from him about VC. And they do not focus on to IPO. They focus on to trade sale. That's something we need to learn. Many of times when we do seminars, when I deliver seminars to you, I always tell people, 5 years ago in coffee shop, people always talk about IPO. So remember, people talk about IPO. They bring you one piece of paper. They say, I'm going to go IPO the next 2-3 years, but nothing happened.
Yeah, we are ahead of time already.
Let's not talk about IPO. Let's talk about trade sale. Trade sale is the in thing. Now, for example, WhatsApp is a very successful company. They grow WhatsApp to a certain level, and then they sold WhatsApp to Facebook. They don't need to go IPO, but they do a trade sale. They sell the companies to Facebook, and then they can shop next. All right. I'm going to skip this. Next.
We have 0 minutes remaining.
Next. You give me 1 minute, so I finish this. So we are an institution that provides deposit taking license. We do have the deposit taking license. I always educate investors, do not invest into any Sendirian Berhad because Sendirian Berhad does not have deposit taking license. So there are two choices now. It's either they go to cooperative like us or they go to an ECF market, right? And then they are allowed to take in deposit. Next. What I'm about to show you the next few slides is actually the license that we obtained from the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia. This is the license that allows us to take a deposit. Next. Right, next, you can see deposit in German is all there. Right, next. So this is the license. Right, next. We are also governed by Bank Negara on Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorist Financing Act. Next. All right, next. Okay, just a quick one. Dana Spa 1X listing is almost 80% complete. As you can see from the last slide, Dana Spa is right now live on CatBridge. So for those who have already done their KYC, on the 12th of June onwards, the 1X KYC team will actually reach out to you via emails. you have to set up your online account. You have to register your online trading account, just like your Kenanga online trading account or your RHB investment bank trading account, so that you can, when we go listing the time, then you can do your trading, trade and sell. So we are expected to go, what we call that, listing on the, if barring nothing happens, everything on track, 5th of July. We will be listed on one exchange on the 5th of July, God willing, all right? Next. All right, this is our latest project update. We have raised 1 million for ICS. Performance is very, very good. I think after Michael and his fund manager will share, instead of giving the first return on April, we have given the first return in March, so 1 month earlier. And this coming July, we will be doing the second return. Worldstack, we have raised successfully 500,000 and 88 holidays as well. And right now we are onboarding Maxwell and we are targeting to raise 1 million. Next. Upcoming project, VEC is my personal project. I will share with you all when I have more time. This is actually a traditional online, traditional Chinese medicine. So in the past, you need to go and see Sensei, a Chinese doctor, but now you can see your doctor online. And we have a central kitchen that will actually provide the medication, Chinese medication. We boil the Chinese medication and then we sell it to you. So this is my personal project. I will share it when the time comes. And then I'm in the midst of acquiring Pulau Lang Tengah Resort. Pulau Lang Tengah is actually next to Redang Island in Terengganu. So next week I'll be visiting that. Next, I extend the invitation to you. See you want to travel or not, huh? All right, next. Okay, thank you so much, Surin. I took up extra 2 minutes of time, right? That's all the update from CoMetro. Thank you so much for inviting and enjoy the session, the rest of the session.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris, right, for explaining to us and also giving us a little bit of update on what are the things happening in behind, right, on the behind, and what are the things are upcoming. We might have more projects to invest as soon as well. All right. So the next one, we would like to invite Roger. Roger, are you here with us? You can unmute yourself.
All right. Hi.
Roger, hi. Okay, so Roger is actually from HEB, right? So this is one of those companies that really performing very, very well during this COVID time, right? When everybody, you know, go and buy, it's either from the stock market, they buy the healthcare company, or even on the pharmacy, everybody go and attack to buy this mask and everything, right? So I think, Roger, please, we have around 20 minutes for you to share about this HEB, and I'll pass the floor to you.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm from Health Estate Berhad. So I basically run Go Ubat. So I will be taking you all on the update on what is Health Estate been doing. Okay, next. So basically about a quick introduction of the company. So Health Estate Berhad is an investment holding company that aims to offer accessible, affordable, innovative and intelligent healthcare service to everyone. So starting from medical retail industry, we basically forecast that we're going to expand it regionally and also with the data collection that we have. So Health Estate is identified as a health megatrend on supply chain and on healthcare and pharmaceutical to expand in various areas. So basically what we see is there's opportunity in health. So we know that this is where the opportunity that we can grow in. So next. So let's go on to the market size. As reported, Malaysia's pharmaceutical sector has grown by an average of 8% over the last decade, basically. So reaching about 8.6 billion or 16.5 total healthcare expenditure of 52 billion in 2016. So commercially, we observe the pharmaceutical and retail industry has been dominated by 10 pharmaceutical famous brands. Okay, so what we see is that this is an opportunity for us to basically get this market size into our plate. So we want to actually get this amount of share to our basically our Health Estate Berhad. Next. So this is our first project, which is the retail side of the whole business. So we have Maxwell Pharmacy. We have opened our first outlet in Taman Mega. So Maxwell Pharmacy aims to be a key healthcare and pharmaceutical player in the country by disrupting the traditional pharmacy players. Because what we see is that pharmacy nowadays is still doing the same thing for the past 10, 20, 30 years. So we see that we are going to change the pharmacy industry. How? We embed new technology inside. How do we embed new technology? Is using AI, using data. So we don't only sell products, we get to know who are the customers. By using data, we actually know who are there, what do they buy, and we anticipate what would they buy next. So with technology, we just change the shopping behavior of people going into a retail world, because we know that we have to know what are they, who are they, and what do they want to buy. Is, for example, let's say with data, this is a mother, they come in, they buy newborn stuff. So after 6 months, we are not going to talk to them about newborn already. We're going to talk to them different thing. How do we know this? With data, what they shop. So whatever their shopping cart is, we take the data, we crunch the data, and we give them what they want to actually see. So this is something different that we will try to actually change the brick and mortar. Okay, next. So next is of course our online marketplace, which is something that what I'm doing. So GoUbat is the online platform or marketplace that we built. So this is our Malaysia's first healthcare and wellness centric marketplace. So it's a shopping platform for everyone. So what we want to give is actually a seamless shopping experience. So they come in, they find what they want, they can check out within three simple steps. And also we give them a full online payment method. They can pay through FTX or online banking or credit card or PayPal, any possible way, even e-wallet. So then after that, we have the multi-shipping method. Not only that we can deliver to you on demand, which is 2 hours, we can also send to you wherever you are in Malaysia with courier service. And if you are very nearby to the pharmacy that is on board, you can also click and collect. So the next thing is also we have a complete selection of healthcare products. In GoUbat, we target to actually onboard most about 100,000 SKU by end of this year. So what we have is a complete selection for our customer to choose from, because we know for online, right? If you do not have the selection that you have, they come in and they try to search for something that they want, they cannot find it, they will drop off. Then your platform lose a customer. So that's why what we want to do is basically create a one-stop solution for all healthcare products. So currently we have about 30 pharmacies on board already, and currently we have 6,000 SKU, but we are growing as we go. And during the COVID-19 was a very, an opportunity. So because everyone is looking for things online and trying to find masks. So what we give is a solution to them. Come to our website, shop online, and we deliver to you. You do not need to actually run around looking for masks. So that was an opportunity for us during the COVID-19. So we find that that a lot of people are actually, are running around, basically parking and going into all the pharmacies. So what we did is we offer them one-stop solution, sit at home, shop online, and we deliver to you within 2 hours. Next. So these are the 6 core principles for health estate. We believe in best consumer pricing. Of course, this is the main thing that all our online customer wants to look at. Our retail customer want to look at best pricing. Second thing is professional pharmacy care. So we have all our pharmacists all ready to actually consult and also to give our customer the best advice. So then the third thing is build talent and optimize operational excellence. So we also create and we get people which are talented to come on board our this one. So a lot of our people are from big companies that come in and believe in our company, and they really work hard to actually make this concept actually work. So best shopping experience with the user experience, user interface, we actually aim on that, because we want to actually create like a seamless shopping experience. Everything that you see makes sense. Every button that you see, every shelf that we put have to make sense. Your shopping experience shouldn't be, it shouldn't be affected by all this bad planning and everything. Then we are digital centric. So we actually aim to actually go online. We are also offline. We also we help each other O2O, and also technology that assists the customer service. We have AI, CRM. We understand what our customer wants, and also we have ready 24 hours customer service. All this has to be there. Next. So what is the problem nowadays? So the medical retail industry has not changed since a long time. So we know that this is a opportunity is very inefficient. And this is an opportunity for us to come in and they make it efficient. How? We find what are the things that which are lacking. We use technology to help to actually change the whole industry. Okay? So besides accessibilities to obtain convenient, quality, affordable medical products, the key issue is to address many areas which is unserved and not assisted and not complemented by adaptive technologies. So with technologies that we have, we actually look for, hey, we use CRM or AI, and we use data, business intelligence, all this all combined together to give them the solution, the customer the solution. Next. So this is the market pain points that we actually found out. Obsolete supply chain distribution and models. We know that people we find that we have technology to help to link all these supply or all these logistics companies together in order for us to actually deliver the best the best service to you guys, the fastest, which is the most important, fastest. Okay. So low accessibility of proper healthcare of medication, because people are still going into pharmacies, going into hospitals to look for all these things. Whereas when I have a platform, you can come in and search whatever you want to search. Let's say you have a problem or a condition. You search on my GoBart platform, we will give you the advice what you need to do. So gone were the days where people have to actually run around and look, find out what medication to take, whereas our platform can actually give you that. So suboptimal route of parting in logistics, that's what I say. So we actually find the fastest way to deliver to you the product. And also the utilization of space and logistics. This is also part of what we are looking at. So inventory expiration, inventory control, this is also what we see that a lot of people are, having problems because they sell online, they sell offline, but they cannot match the inventory. They do not know what they are selling. So with our technology that we have, GoBart Intelligence, we help the inventory control in the retail and also on online. So we actually merge both inventory together under one technology. So of course, lack and absence of reusable, renewable mechanism in this industry is something that we are looking at. Inaccurate prescription is also something we are using technology to help to prescribe everything with our proper pharmacies that we have. And over and under manufacturing due to lack of real-time insight. This is also all the major pain points that what we see now currently. Next. So the solution is, of course, financial tech integration. We are giving you a solution in whatever you want, how you want to pay, we give you the solution. So any possible way of thinking of how you want to pay, e-wallet, credit card, online banking, all we give it to you. Gamification or promote healthy lifestyle. So of course, we try to make things fun. Everything we have to make it fun. Even nowadays, when you go into Lazada, Shopee, they try to use gamification to make it fun for you guys to shop. So the same thing, we try to actually make healthy lifestyle fun for you guys. Maybe you wear a watch, then after that, if you work out every day, we will give you some reward. So these are the things that we are looking at. Okay, deep learning for management and operation optimization. We try to find out where can we improve on. Okay, then price war with omni-channel marketing. Of course, price war we cannot avoid, but we can make it very efficient. That means that, for example, everyone's is actually on price war. So how can we make this beneficial for us? Because we have to find a way that how we can compare the pricing. So online we can do that. Offline we can't. So now we gather everyone into one channel whereby they can actually, this is a platform for you guys to actually, give your best price. That's it. This is actually beneficial for the customer. And also embrace technology in all aspects. Why we say that is because a lot of people are taking digital as a threat. But for us, we try to actually see it as an opportunity. Use digital to help your business. Don't look at it as a threat. Especially a lot of offline companies or very traditional companies look at online as a threat. So what we see is that no, you should actually, these are the opportunity for you to actually grow your business via online. And also next, we have technology assisted shopping experience with AI CRM. Okay, so what we do is that we actually have to understand our customer. We have to know your customer, understand your customer, and predict what your customer will buy next. Next. So this is our team. To introduce, of course, everyone knows Asher. He's the CEO for HEB. And in HEB, the COO is Suzanne. And me, myself, I'm Go Ubat. So I'll be running Go Ubat entirely. Okay, next. And this is our advisory board. Mr. Chris is there. Okay, next. Okay, this is the financial revenue that what we are aiming for. So basically, our offline sales is supported by our retail pharmacy, Maxwell. Our e-commerce is supported by Go Ubat Marketplace. And then we have targeted ads whereby in future, what we do is that we can make this an asset to us. It's our digital assets that we can sell in future. Once we have reached a certain level where you have enough audience, then we can command the media as a digital asset. Then we have wearable devices. Like I say, we're going to look into OEM wearable, like smartwatches and health watches, all this, and we incorporate gamification into this so that we can make it like a reason for you to wear this item. And also digital health. So a subscription of supplements of medication. We are working on this. We are working with a lot of other, the MOH to actually get this legally approved. Next. So this is our projected income statement for the next 4 years. So we look at the second year, we will hit profit. Next. As we all say, this is the projected income statement. So the second year itself, we are looking at to hit 4.9 million. Next. And then we actually basically, we can see here is that on the second year, we have a very gradual growth up to 1.8 million. Next. So for the usage of funds, what we are actually looking at is 30% goes to the store and outlet setup, 30% goes to inventory and merchandising, and 25% goes to marketing and also human resource, and development of technology is 15%. Next. So this is the investment terms. So company evaluation is 15 million. So we are looking at a minimum fund, targeted fund of 500,000. Next. So basically, this is it. This is our team currently working hard in Maxwell Pharmacy in Taman Mega. So we have we have another Maxwell coming up soon in 2 months' time, which is in Sunway Geo. So this is another expenditure, and we will actually grow as towards the end of this year. We have 5 to 6 outlets. That's about it from HEB updates.
All right, thank you very much, Roger, for sharing. Right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So we just now you heard about HEB, right? So they also have this HEB, and then they go what or whatnot. I think later maybe want to ask you how are they connected and everything. So thank you very much again, Roger, for giving us your time. And now we go for the next speaker for today, right? The next speaker will be Michael Chua, right, from ICS. Are you ready, Michael Chua?
Hi,
are you ready? Okay. Okay, Michael, later, right, okay, for your session, you have 15 minutes. And if let's say when you speak, right, you if there is any lagging or anything, right, you maybe can off your video.
Okay.
Right? If there is any lagging.
I will direct pass to my fund manager to help to update this business update for the.
All right. So I'll pass the floor to Michael or your partner, right? For maybe you can introduce him a little bit, then we can go on with the event. If let's say you notice there is any lagging, so please off your video so that we can hear clearly.
Okay.
Right. So I pass the floor back to you. Thank you. So if you want to go to the next slide, you just let me know, and then I press the next slide.
Okay, so I think Edmund Chok to update this all.
Again.
I will pass this to my fund manager Edmund Chok. He will update this business update for the Hong Kong stock, everything.
Okay.
So
okay.
he will go through everything.
Can. Edmund, right? So let's welcome Edmund.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah. I'm Edmund. I'm working with the ICS resources, right? Right now, I'm the fund manager for this company, and then I have 8 years experience in Hong Kong and China market. I'm working there actually. Yeah. Now I come back to Malaysia to partner with Michael, and then you can hit the next slide. Yeah, today our focus to talk about this investment, right? Because our portfolio is mainly for the HK and US market. So Hong Kong market, right? So right now we have a lot of industry. We will divide by new economy sector and the old economy sector. So in the new economy sector, right? So mostly is about the digital platform or the pharmaceutical biolab research, or like 5G telecommunication and mobile phone component supply, big data, cloud computing, this kind of industry. Because this kind of industry is a future trend. Actually, we already involved in this kind of investment from 2 years ago, and then until now. You see, when the COVID-19 hit to our earth, right? So this kind of company, they didn't have any the big impact of their company share price performance. They although they will drop, but they will rebound is very fast. Not like those traditional company like banking industry or the property construction or like airlines or travel. Those kind of old sector company, right? All sector economy company, they will get a lot of impact because they don't have any business to run their operation, to support their cash flow. But for this new economic sector, right, they always have the cash flow and the business in the digital platform to support their operation, to sustain their future growth. So we will always target on this kind of industry. Yeah. And then if let's look forward to the Q3 and Q4. Now, because the USA DJI index and the S&P and then Hang Seng index, Hong Kong Hang Seng index, right? They are in the middle way of the rebound, but we are sure that it will drop back another again, because now now the index, right? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now the index actually cannot hit until very high, because every day from end of March until now already 14 weeks already rebound. So it actually have many risks, because US FED, right, they always have the quantity easing for the money printing to try to boost the economy and then boost the liquidity of the market, and then to try to print many money and then hit all the things up. But this is not the healthy condition. So, and then it also involved the US Trump president. They try to involve because the next presidential election during end of this year, he tried to push the market, and then he can get the good result for the country. Yeah, so he tried to manipulate the market actually. So we believe it will burst again. So during the Q3 or Q4. So now we also try to control our money, and then don't involve too many investment inside the pool. So we just control every share, how many percent inside. Usually we put in 20%, and then for 80% remain, right, we try to, when they drop, we can buy. Drop a lot, we can buy it. Yeah, use the remaining cash. or we can use the margin or leverage. Yeah. So next slide. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. The old economic sector just now, the behind one. The behind, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this one. So you can see, right, this is the old economic sector. We have divide out the categories. So so this kind of like the oil and gas, right? During the April, the crude oil future price, they go up until the negative just because of the oil too much of the supply already. So from the OPEC, right, they have to try to reduce the supply, and then because the oil too much already, they need to try to store the oil into the oil tank, but the oil tank storage fees is too high. So it will give the impact to the oil and gas company to increase their cost. So the future crude oil price, right, will drop until negative. This is the main reason. So that's why now, but now until June, they already rebound a bit. So we can, like in this until this way, right, we can try to speculate how far they can rebound. Yeah, until, so we can try to speculate for part of the rebound session. So try to gain some profit from this kind of rebound. Yeah. So actually the number 10 one, the actual agricultural food production, right? So within this year, you may heard that in the Arab and the Pakistan, India, they have some insects try to damage the crops, right? So this is the main target for the agricultural and food production company, because they might need to develop some new technology and then to produce more food supply to the global. So this will be the opportunity to invest in the future, because now the supply of the food, right, they damaged by the insects. So yeah, we try to see how is the going on, try to see the government, how is the policies or any action to taking over to this issue. Yeah. So next. Yeah. Now for the market trend analysis in 2012, right, 2020, we can see that a lot of risks I have listed down. So the first one, you can see the political risk between China and US conflict. So from 2018 until now, the China and US trade war already established. Until now, they only have tried to how to compete in the first session only. But after that, after this year January, they already signed the agreement to try to stop the trade war, and then those export things, right, they try to reduce tax. But until now, actually I don't think so. They will continue the second stage to sign off the agreement to reduce any things, because Trump want to attack China with many tactics. Yeah, because China they say the US market, they blame China spread the COVID-19 to global. Yeah, they use, and then some more they use the freedom things, the issues, right, about the Hong Kong city right now, from last year July until now. Yeah, to attack for the human rights issue. So this all things is about the politics, but this politics also will impact on the market also. Yeah. So, and then the second one, the global social risk, like just now I mentioned about the human rights things in Hong Kong. Yeah. And then the latest one, the US blacks was killed by the policeman, right? And then also involved a lot of protest activities, the riots activities to damage the cities, everything. Yeah. So this kind of things also impact on the economy, the world economy also. And then this wave already spread to the Europe now. Yeah, this is what we are worried about in coming Q3, Q4. Yeah, I don't think they will stop immediately now. Yeah, because I think this will last for a few months at least. So, and then the one is financial risk, right? Just now I mentioned the US FPD QE liquidity. Yeah, just now they will keep printing the money to boost the market. And then actually this is not healthy to the US the economy. Actually the currency for the USD, right, will be dropped because the supply already a lot. So the demand, if the demand will be dropped, right, and then US currency will be dropped also the value. Yeah. And then you can see the number 5 one, the COVID-19 second wave. This one, like according to the report for the WHO, right? Some professional they already announced that it will have a high possibility will have the COVID-19 second wave because some countries actually they don't have any ability to do the test for those people, and then like those third world country, actually there's a lot of risk on them. Yeah. So and then yeah, the number 7, the merger and acquisition. This one like yesterday, I'm not sure you guys have heard any about the Cathay Pacific Airlines yesterday. Yeah, the Hong Kong government tried to help this Cathay Pacific Airline to out of the bankruptcy problem, because and then they try to pump the money inside this company, and then this company actually is doing not good from last year July until now, because last year July Hong Kong protests they create some impact for this airline, and then a lot of people don't want to go to Hong Kong, and then not transfer service, not airline service to Hong Kong, so make the company don't have any business. Yeah, and until this year January February also have the impact of the COVID-19. So that's why now the government, Hong Kong government, try to help them by pumping the money for them. Yeah, try to sustain this old history aviation airlines company. Yeah. So this is, I think in the future, in Q3, Q4, a lot of this kind of big company will merge or might be take over, might be acquired by some strong company, try to merge it with a big industry. Yeah. So yeah, in number 10, right? Like now for the US index or S&P 500 or the Hang Seng Index, right? Now rebound in the halfway. So, but we speculate maybe next week or end of this June, and yeah, maybe we'll have dropped a lot, because the Q2 for the financial result for this year to be announced on mostly the company will be announced the financial result in July 2020. So now the share price, right? They already priced up, and then already over buy position. So we try to speculate about these things now, try to see what has happened in the future. Yeah. And then about the number 11 one, the US unemployment rate, this one also is very important. Like last Friday, the US, they announced the US unemployment rate is around 13.3%, but that figure is wrong. Actually, it's 16%. Yeah, so they announced this figure and then try to make the figures looks good, and then try to manipulate the market, and then the market up. Yeah, so this is I think it's not good sign for the global view. Yeah. So and then the 12th one, border territory tension among the countries. This one always happen in Asia, because like in Europe or US or Western countries, right? They didn't have this kind of things. Usually, this happen between China, India, Japan, Korea, North Korea. They always have tension in between, right? So because the borders things, so if there's a tension between these countries, right? The gold price might be up, the oil price might be up also. So we will keep see these things. Because recently I know China and India, they have some fighting in the border. Yeah. So, but maybe the countries will try to cover up this kind of issue. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah, I will show you the graph. Right. So from February, right, until mid of March, right. So you see the COVID-19, they dropping already 4 weeks times, and then from that point, the lowest point, right, they rebound. So you will see there is the red words, right? I say the China implement the Hong Kong security law, right? Like that day, right? The Hong Kong Hang Seng Index already dropped 1,003 index, just because those those foreign companies, they try to avoid those investment, and then they will put back to their countries or back to US, and then many people will take out the money, so make the share market drop a lot. So this is why I say the political risk. Yeah. So the next.
Edmund, I think we have 1 more minute only for you.
Okay. Okay.
Have to quickly. But it's very interesting what you're talking, but we need it to be faster a little bit. Sorry.
Okay. So this is US DJI. So you will see why they rebound, right? The FDQE effect boosts the index. So they from the lowest point until now have never stopped yet. So we try to see what's going on in the future. Yeah. Next. So this is the same one. Yeah. Next. Yeah, this is one of the highlight for our company in this year. You know, I'm not sure you guys heard about the HK IPO market, right? So a lot of Chinese companies listed in US right now, because of the political issue in US, the US government, they try to investigate the company financial results or everything compliance issue. So the Chinese company, they try to come back to the Asia, especially in the Hong Kong market, and do the public listing. So you will see many companies already come back to Hong Kong. So last year, like Alibaba already come back. So today, the NetEase already come back. Tomorrow is the first day for IPO. So next week will be JD.com. JD.com is one of the online store for electrical components in China. So this kind of the giant company, right? They come back to the Hong Kong market, right? We always have the chance to invest this kind of company with the Hong Kong dollar. So compared to US dollar, I think Hong Kong dollar will be cheaper a lot. So I think it is valuable to invest. And then when the IPO, right, we are the investor, we can subscribe for the IPO. Yeah, next. Yeah, you will see, let's say we invest 100K, right? So if you subscribe for this IPO, right, when they will try to give you some shares, and then you can gain some profit, but of course not 100% you will get all. If you subscribe 100K, they will they will only give you the probability for 1/10 or 2/10, depends on luck one. So if you pick the right company and then pick the right industry, you get the high chance to gain the profit from this kind of HK IPO subscribe. Yeah. So yeah, this is our main themes for this year, because a lot of company come back to Hong Kong market this year, and then next year also. So this is my content today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Edmund. Okay, I think if you can have you longer here, it would be nice. It was very nice for you to share to us a lot of information about your, your company and also on the strategies on how we can do things. Right. So again, thank you very much, Edmund. And next, we have another very, very interesting speaker. Like I said just now in the beginning of the presentation, we have a speaker from overseas, right? So the speaker actually Dr. Apurva Rajan, okay, and he's actually from India's first accelerator VC, all right, from 9 unicorn. And let me explain a little bit on his background also. It's also very, very interesting. And he's actually also awarded, he won not an award, but one of the award that very, very interesting, I can see. He actually awarded India's top 10 angel investor in 2016, 2017, 2018. All right, so we know he's actually a very, very experienced person, and I think he's one of the best person, best VC in India. Okay, so it's really a pleasure for us to have him with us here today. And Mr. Doctor, are you with us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right. So we have 20 minutes. I really wish we have the whole session for you alone, but we have only 30 minutes here. So I pass the floor to you. If you have any issues with lagging and everything, maybe you can off the video. Or when you want to change the slide, you can just let me know the next slide and I will change to the next slide. So I'll pass the floor to you, Doctor.
First of all, thanks a lot for inviting us for presenting to the August Forum. I'm supposed to talk about the opportunities which India is throwing to the world market. There is a lot happening, and especially the startups area. I've been hearing the previous presentations. There's some private equity and then startups. So what's happening in India? That's something excites. So go to the next slide, please. Okay. So I own two companies, Venture Catalyst and 9unicorns. Venture Catalyst, one of my company which I established in 2016, that is globally ranked world number 7. That is a ranking published by Crunchbase. Crunchbase is one of the biggest database of the startup investors. We are ranked world number 7 in January 2020. Go to the next slide. So what does India bring to you? I mean, something which may excite all of you, because you must be hearing what's happening in China, what's happening in other countries in the Southeast Asia. So why not tell you something about India now? So while China is around 800,000 startup economy, US is about 500,000 startup economy, India is touching around 50,000 to around 100,000 startup economy. It is becoming one of the biggest startup hubs in the world. In terms of number of unicorns, Unicorn is a company which is $1 billion plus company startup. In terms of number of unicorn, we are already number 3 in the world. While you have in China around 200 plus and US 200 plus unicorns, in India you have 36 unicorns now, and about 282 semi-unicorn, which are above $100 million company. And we have 3 decacorns. Decacorns are the company which are above $10 billion companies. We have Oyo, Paytm, and Flipkart. Oyo is one of the company which I invested. We were the first investor in them, and we made 250x return in that company. Another very interesting thing which is happening in India, because Jio, which is now attracted the money around $10 billion. They last 1 month they raised from not only from Mubadala but from Facebook and one of the few marquee investors in the world. A lot of FDI, a lot of investments in coming to India, and especially in the startups. So Jio is one of the fastest growing startups in the telecom space in India. And other things what is happening in India is the tier 2, tier 3 cities explosion. The capital concentration in India is primarily in tier 2, tier 3 cities, and that's the reason why now when we are taking startup ecosystem to those cities, the investments is growing from there, as well as the number of startups are coming a lot from. My biggest success story, Oyo, which is coming, that comes from tier 4 cities of India. That is a city called Raigada. That is a very small city in India. So we realized there is a huge potential. There is a huge talent in the tier 2, tier 3 cities in India. And that's why we are expanding there very, very fast. Go to the next slide. Okay, so while we have a lot of things happening in India, you have number of unicorns, we have a lot of incubators there, a lot of number of unicorns are there. One building block which is missing is the accelerator. Accelerators are the companies like Y Combinator. Y Combinator in US have created 15 plus unicorns, about around $150 billion valuation of the startups. And they have also created 100 plus semi-unicorn companies. While in China, SOSV is another accelerator, which is world number 2 now. They have created so many unicorns and so many semi-unicorn companies in China Accelerator with China Accelerator. So we have some accelerators, but we are in the process of creating one of the largest accelerator of India now. Go to the next slide. So these are some early bids. I mean, these are some interesting returns which has come to the early bids. When we are, in Oyo, I was the first investor. We were the first investor. So we made 250x in just 2 years. Ola, the first investor, made 170x. Again, I was the behind investment placements of this company. So I seen it, the person who invested, he made 170x just in 3 years. In BharatPay, again, my portfolio company, in just 1 year, we made 45x. Flipkart, in just 5 years, 120x. So around 36 unicorns in India, they have given anywhere between 50x to 250x returns to the investors. So that's why a lot of international investors nowadays are looking to either enter in India, even from China, Hong Kong, a lot of them from MENA region, and looking Indian investment opportunities in startups. So that is also an option for you to evaluate. If you will need any related inquiries if you have any question, you can always reach out to me after the talk. Next slide. So who are we basically? And this was something about India. Then let me talk about our profile. We are venture capitalists. That's my first company. We have created close to $1.2 billion valuation of the startup, and we were the first check cutters. And we operate in 4 countries and 31 cities in India. We are one of the largest syndication platform for curated startups, 7th biggest in the world, and we have more than 30 successful exits. And these are some companies where we have made multipliers, and I'll talk about a little later about that. Go to the next slide. So this is our spread. In India, we are creating around 100 startup cities. And amongst them, we are already in 31 cities. These are the cities where we are present now. We have more than 45 regional partners. And, we are known in India for creating startups cities, especially developing the startup ecosystem in tier 2, tier 3 cities. That's why we were covered in Forbes magazine for this purpose. So there is a huge potential and a lot of talent waiting in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. And that's what we are trying to unlock. Go to the next slide. Currently, we get around 5,000-7,000 startups in a year. We are aiming in next 3 years to maybe aim around 50,000 startups annually, because now with 9 unicorns, which is my next company, which is the first accelerator coming, we are going global. We are going to attract a lot of international startups. We have 100 plus incubators in tier 2, tier 3 cities, a lot of universities, and we'll be doing maybe 500 plus education sessions for the potential unicorns. Go to the next slide. So that's my background. I'm a PhD in incubation. That's the business what I do. I develop startups, been active angel investors, got the President of India award in 2005, created Oyo Rooms, created BharatPay, a couple of unicorns, semi-unicorn in India, and now launching 9 unicorns, which is my first accelerator fund, the replica of Y Combinator. Go to the next slide. So why does 9 unicorn? This is an accelerator fund, very much similar to Y Combinator in US or SOSV in China. And this is an early bet company, which is going to bet in these 9 sectors and develop the startups. They will give startup, very early money. This is a $45 million SEBI approved fund. The regulatory body in India is SEBI. That is an approved fund from $45 million, small fund, but going to cut $100,000 checks for the startups, develop them for next 3 months through acceleration process, then take it for the next round for our next company, Venture Catalyst. The startups which are coming here, they have a visibility of 24-month capital, the business development support, and mentorship from the CXOs and semi-unicorn founders. Go to the next slide. So this is our cycle. The startups which are coming to 9 unicorns, they have a full visibility of the 24-month capital. That's the value of death. That's we praise. Then we have visibility of the business development support, and they also have visibility of the mentorship, gap-based mentorship. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so that's how they make money. Go to the next slide, please. So this is my team, important to brief about them. One of my founder is a Stanford graduate. His name is Gaurav Jain. He's worked 5 years in the venture capital industry. Other two partners, Anuj Golecha and Anil Jain, come from the business families in India. Their businesses are about $50 million plus businesses. Both of them are very active angel investors, done 100 plus angel investments in India. We are also backed by 4 billionaires from India. And they include people like second richest man of India, which is the Mart Group owner, Mr. Akidamani, Haldiram, which is a food baron from India, Om Metals, they are the market leader in the idle gate manufacturing, and Inam Security, one of the best companies in India for IPOs. So and Andy, he's our friend from Middle East who's helping us expand in India, in Middle East. Go to the next slide, please. So this is our investment committee, because the reason why a lot of investors a lot of people ask me, we are about 90 investments and less than 5% mortality in last 4 years. And we also have, less than 35 exit events happened in last 4 years. And that's the reason we became one of the most successful companies, 7 biggest in the globally. The reason why it is that we have a very strong selection committee. The Geo, one of the biggest startup, one of the fastest growing startup, which has raised 10 million. The president of that, Vikas, is a part of it, our investment committee. Bharat Manka, Adit Billah, private equity CEO. Samir Shah is a Hong Kong-based, hedge fund CEO in India. We are 5 of us part of it, and we spend a lot of time on identifying the right startup. Go to the next slide. These are international investors who have invested in our portfolio companies in last 4 years, and that also includes Google. That also includes, the Draper, Tim Draper, YC, Y Combinator, first investor in Facebook, first investor in, Uber. All of them invested in our portfolio companies. Go to the next slide. So here I end, and go to the next. After this, go to the next slide. Next slide. Yeah. So this is what we are trying to create, Y Combinator of India. And this is the data of Y Combinator. Go to the next slide. So these are our exits, in different companies. BharatPay is into fintech. It's a payment gateway for SMEs. We have made, it's around $500 million company now. Cootloot got money from Alibaba Fund recently, Amoeba Capital. Beardo is into FMCG. We are sector agnostic. FMCG, we recently sold it to a, $10 billion company, Marico, based out India. Super got sold to another unicorn in India. This is the in the X multipliers which the investors have made. Go to the next slide. These are another companies, like ATEX made in PSafe. This is a women hygiene product company. Innovate is into co-working space. They're like Uber, they're like WeWorks of India. They recently bought by another portfolio company of mine, which is, Koyo. So that is something. Go to the next slide. Okay, any other slide you have left, Bin? Okay, fine. So these are, just to give you a sense, this is our advisory board, the people who have, joined the advisory board of 9 Unicorn, some of the billionaires from Middle East and India and from Hong Kong, Vikas, and Samsung Venture CEO. They joined the board and helping us. So here I end, my presentation, and I'm open to the question if any. And this is what we are bringing. We have created. We are in the process of creating, Y Combinator of India, which is one of the biggest missing piece. The chances are we'll create at least 100 potential unicorn in next 2 years from here. And here I end my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. I feel I went around the world. Okay, I see so many companies, right? It's very, very inspiring, right? To see a company that is so reputable and really outstanding, have made hundreds of X that is really outstanding and something that we can be proud of, right? And we also see like maybe we got any opportunity to go and explore India market anytime in future. All right. Anyway, thank you very much, Dr. Purva. Again, I will go to the next agenda, which is the Q&A.